Today's tip is going to be how to run an AP aging as of a specific date. We're going to use a macro to do this, and I want to show you why I'm going to do that. So we're going to come back into GP. Now I can use the My Reports to run it really quickly. I can print the report from different windows, but the reason I'm going to use a macro is that if I want to run, let's say I'm trying to run a payroll or AP and I want to run it as of a specific date 3 months ago. If I try to do that, it's going to be very difficult, even using My Reports to do that. So we're going to use a macro to do that. So the first thing with macros is close all windows. Now we're going to go ahead and record our macro. And I mentioned this in our other video, but we'll go ahead and show you again. You can hit Microsoft Dynamics GP, Tools, Macro, and Record. Or you'll notice in here that it has a Alt F8 in here. So Alt F8 is a keyboard shortcut to start recording. And what that'll do is prompt you to save the macro first. So we're going to go ahead and do Alt F8. And I have these saved into my desktop in a macro folder. I would recommend that you make this a shared location on your network so that other people can use those macros. You can just give them a shortcut to the macro. So what we're going to do is go ahead and call this, and you see I've done this before on another demo, but we'll go ahead and save it again. So we're going to say AP trial balance as of. I don't need that long of a name, but it does help me keep clear as to what those macros are supposed to do. When I hit save, it's going to start recording any of the clicks that I do on my keyboard. So make sure that when you're doing this, you don't do other work. If someone comes to ask you a question, you want to stop and re-record over it, or ask them if you could do whatever task they need you to do in about 5 minutes. So we're going to hit save. At this point, it is recording. I could use the navigation to go to purchasing, but if I do that and someone tries to use this macro and they don't have the right shortcuts, it won't work for them. So we're going to use the navigation using the menu bar here. We're going to come up here. We're going to go to reports. We're going to go to purchasing, trial balance. I'm going to pick my historical. I created a report here called historical AP. I'll check if this is the one that I meant. We'll hit modify. Okay. Now this report is saved so that next time I just type in the date that I want to use. So I'm at the right screen. I'm not ready to hit print because I don't want that to be part of the macro. Each time I want to be prompted to ask for the date. So we're going to go ahead and say Tools, Macro, and stop record. And now what we're going to do is put that as a shortcut on the home page sidebar. Right click, add, macro, browse. Now in this case, I'm not going to assign a keyboard shortcut. We did that in another demo we did for doing bank transfers. I can assign a keyboard shortcut, but for this one I don't need it to be on a specific or on a keyboard shortcut. I don't use it that often. We're going to hit add and done. And now when I'm ready to run that report, I just click and it gets me right to the window. I can come in, I can pick my date, and I could run and print my report. So that's an easy way to use a macro to open up a specific window inside of Microsoft Dynamics GP.